Hello, this is Nemesis with the final review of the Siege on Cybertron set. Of course, this is the Magnus Prime, the Hasbro release of Super Ginrai, the remold, the S Everything Co. Yes, you can finally get this at a decent price rather than spending $100 something for Ginrai, or the $170 for the Ginrai plus God Bomber set. Yes, it is Hasbro's version. It's mostly the same as the Takara version, just some minor things. But you know, there's the truck mode, of course. He can roll pretty good. He's got his weapons and everything. He's the same colors of grays and reds as the Super Ginrai. This is different. They did something different here. This symbol is larger than it is on the Takara version. This is not painted on the Takara version, so that's a big difference right there. But otherwise, in the vehicle mode, there is very little difference, other than also as well, I almost forgot about this, the windows on his truck here. The windows are much bluer than they are on the Takara version. The Takara version is much more closer to silver. But it's a truck. You can roll around. Everything's, good. You got the blue here on the back. It's red. It looks like he's supposed to. This particular copy, I don't know what it is, but for some reason, those don't close all the way. I can't figure out why they don't. But they don't. But inside, if I can get it open, is Titan Master, which does have some small differences from the well, actually a fairly big difference from the Takara version, which is Takara version is white, chest and everything's painted. This guy does have paint. You can see it on the face. There's a little bit of paint on the head, but for the most part, he has a red body and also a little bit of paint on the arms for the sake of Optimus's face. That he is just a red body. They did not paint it white or anything, but the molding is identical. Other than that, but yeah, they did not paint the face, or the helmet is also blue instead of white. The helmet's blue instead of white. The body is red instead of white. So yeah, they did not do the same treatment as Takara did. So that's that. So we're gonna go ahead and get this transformed a bit. He does have a base mode. I'm not gonna get into it. I covered that in my Super Ginrai review, which you can watch elsewhere on my channel. I'll have a link here on the cards on the YouTube. But yeah, you can get it to get it to robot mode. I'm gonna pull these guns off. So these guns. And again, I'm also not gonna go super in depth because I already did this transformation and it's a somewhat complicated one. First things first. Yeah. Push that in, open the side panels, just fold it up, get his arms up, unplug the arms from each other, and folded, close up the gray stuff, just collapse the arms, the gray panels, collapse the arms into place like that, take the back half, split in half, fold the legs down. Actually, first before that, fold that up, then fold the legs down. The legs down. Untab them from the side, blue from the side here, and put the gray up and retab it up here. Retab that if you need to. Uncurl the feet. Take the front part, move it out forward. Make sure to fully extend the feet, and wrap around the trailer. Around, so then retab it on the side here. Make sure it all stays tabbed in. Same over here. Retab it. Open that up. Get the heel, get the toes out. Make sure it's fully extended. Wrap that around. That in, go, that done, straighten that out, make sure everything's secure. Straighten those out, get standing. Come on, stand up. There we go, yeah. So that's the one thing, is he definitely has the same problem Ginrai has, which is weak heels. Hooray! course, take that, spin that part of the cab around, bring it down. I haven't already. Then close that, open that up so you can get to the head and pull that out and pull the head out. Close that back up. Close this over the cab. Make sure to slot that in properly. And that is the basics done, although this leg does not want to stay tabbed in totally. There we go. And of course, take the Titan Master. Take the Titan Master, fold him up, and plug him in, which goes in pretty easily. As I say, I have a little bit of difficulty. There we go. But it goes in pretty easily, and then you can put the larger head over, and there you go. And of course, take the gray guns and plug them into his shoulders. Do it the right way. Okay, put them on the shoulders, and you've got Ginrai, or not Ginrai, wow. See, it's going to have Magnus Prime in his robot mode, including his fortunate ability to fall over backwards constantly. Because these are even worse than my Ginrais on the heels are. The heels are even worse. They like to really collapse really easily. But otherwise, yeah, he pretty much looks like the Japanese Super Ginrai. Of course, he even has his guns, which are in black. You can peg those into his hands. There you go, he's ready to go. But, yep. And yeah, just for comparison's sake, here he is. Let's see if I can get them both in shot easily. There's the Japanese Super Ginrai. Just full disclosure, Ginrai there has the perfect effect upgrade head and stuff, so that's a small difference. But yeah, you can see that, you can kind of see it. I'm not sure how well it's coming across on thanks to the lights and stuff, but you can see that this is a much deeper blue. This is more silvery light blue, so much deeper blue here. The other thing is down here is blue on the Hasbro version. This is white and red on here. But otherwise, the reds are identical. Oh, and they did, this is a white tempograph. This is more, I don't know what kind, that's very silvery. Yeah, it's much more of a metallic tempograph for the Autobot symbols. But otherwise, the blues are the same, the reds are the same. A lot's almost identical. I mean, molding's identical too. Yeah. They are reds, blues, and grays are all identical except for these on the chest and the crotch on both of them. The other thing is the guns. If you notice, these are blue and a very dark gray, gunmetal gray almost, I think. And these are just plain, just all black. And they can also peg together like they always did. So, yeah, the reds are actually slightly different on the forearms, I think. Maybe it's hard to tell. It might just be lighting. But yeah, yeah, functionally identical. Just some minor tweaks to the paint job, the deco. Minor ones, like most people aren't even going to care. Like minor. So that's that. Another thing is he is fully compatible with the God Bomber. I tested it out myself earlier. I'm not going to get those all out just to waste time. It is fully compatible though. Colors match. All the connection points are there. You've got the tabs on the back of the cab. They can hook around. The feet still have the same molding. They didn't change any of the molding, so it's still fully compatible. And again, colors match perfectly. So you're good on that. So if you have a God Bomber who's waiting for a Prime, there you go. Or Ginrai. Anyway, he's got the same articulation. Head's on a swivel. Can't look up or down unless you get that upgrade. And this also means he is compatible with the PC-16, their Perfect Effects little cab, their Ginrai cab. So it's perfect compatible with that. Shoulders, the soft ratchet forward and back. They can go outward. This folds out of the way if you needed to, but it can go outward. That's also on a soft ratchet. Biceps, friction. Elbows can bend about 90 degrees. Still got that little flap hanging down. No waste thanks to the transformation. I just honestly can't see how they could put a waste in with without basically making super thin plastic, which would be scary prone to breaking. Hips go forward, click very tightly too. Nice loud ratchet forward. They go back about that far. On mine, this one ratchets outward. You can hear that somewhat soft, but it does have a ratchet. This one is really soft. It's there, but it might as well not exist. That's unfortunate. That's something went wrong there. Thighs. There's a thigh swivel and the mushroom peg right there. Problem is, this leg in particular likes to untab itself down here at the knee, but the knee does bend just shy of 90 degrees thanks to the sculpting and whatnot. And you got ankle tilts and some forward and back movement of the foot, although those starts untransforming things. But you can use it, and unfortunately, yeah, the heels are stupidly loose. Again, it's still a problem. It wasn't fixed. But it seems, once again, it's random. Some people have good heels. Most people don't, though. But, yeah, it's Ginrai. Or not Ginrai. I'm going to keep doing that. It's Magnus Prime. It's Magnus Prime. So, anyway, yeah, that's this figure. It is basically Hasbro Super Ginrai. I mean, it's, other than a few minor color differences, it's identical. They didn't really change anything about the figure other than the colors. It still inherits a lot of the same flaws Ginrai has, including the super weak ankles and whatnot. It does have, QC. Mine does have a couple QC problems, although I've heard the car version is not exactly free of those either. So it's basically the same sort of thing you'd be getting if you got the Super Ginrai version, except possibly at a much lower price, and that kind of enticed a lot of people, I believe. Even though I know some people really don't like the blue right here, I know some people are upset about that, but sometimes you can't really be picky, But it is a good alternative to the Takara Ginrai if you really don't want to go and spend over $100 or whatever, even if you already have a God Bomber. But if you want to get both this and the Ginrai and the God Bomber, there's still that $165 set from Takara. But this is a good alternative if you want this particular version of the mold and don't want to spend a lot of money, or at least hopefully you won't have to spend a lot of money. People should be parting this out from the box sets pretty much at leader prices, hopefully, somewhere. So we're probably around anywhere from $40 to $60, hopefully. Some people will be trying to charge more, but if you know where to look, you can probably find it for cheaper than that right about that price. But yeah, it's still a great looking mold. It still has a lot of the good stuff about the car version. Just again, QC can be a thing, and those heels pretty much still suck. And that's kind of it, really. I know a lot of people are going to be after this guy. He's worth hunting down at good prices, and he might be worth getting the whole box set because you get him and the other 4 figures, plus, unlike the Ginrai where you're spending over $100 for that one figure. Yeah, so it's basically the blue, this blue, and the different colors on the Titan Master, plus the different color for the tampos there. And yeah, other than that, he's pretty much the same figure. So if you want the Ginrai or Power Master Prime, he's probably going to be worth it unless the seller is charging way too much money, in which case, yeah, don't do that. Don't buy it. So yeah, I enjoyed the first version of the mold, so I do enjoy this one, but I don't really need two, so this one's going somewhere. So that's that really for this and the entire Siege on Cybertron box set. That's it. We're through. Apparently this is, according to Hasbro, the last box set, so at least for Titan's Return anyway. But that's it. This was a pretty decent box set. I think possibly overall Velocitron was maybe a little better, but both of them have lots of their ups and downs, so I guess that's that. And that's, I guess, enough of me rambling. But so this was the Hasbro Siege on Cybertron Magnus Prime. I hope you enjoyed or found this review informative. And I'll see you next time for my next video, whenever that is.